Paul lay in the shadows of a rock as the black flew past. Blood was running from the back of his head, turning a light coat of dust into a rust-colored stain as the pistols in Joe's hands sprayed out a volley of death to all of those in front of the deadly weapons. Darrell rode out from the shadows created by a cloud of dust with his own weapons blazing. The long-range weapons were forgotten in favor of the short-barreled revolvers at their sides, as both men sought to take the life of the other. Flame and lead erupted above the heads of the mounts as their riders fought off the chilling hand of death in an attempt to live through the next few minutes. A small hole found its way into the front of Darrell's vest as 3 more followed, leaving him gasping for the precious air of life as he rolled from the back of the saddle and fell limp to the ground below. The desert sand shook beneath their feet as a sea of terrified cattle ran past the bloody battle. Downed riders and horses alike fell helpless to the sheer number of the herd and victims to the power of their hooves as they destroyed everything and everyone in their path. Horses with their strong bones and tough hides would become small mounds of toughened hide, while men became nothing more than scattered remnants of torn flesh, carried between the split hooves of the very cattle they had tried to steal. Joe turned the black and rode back towards the group as the last of the gunfire died away. Darrell was dead, destroyed by his dream, but there would be a few survivors. There always were. A few of the men riding drag would have missed the battle, and the cook riding the blister end of a lone chuck wagon would still be alive, but they were small men being led by another. In his eyes, there had been enough killing, and he was not going to worry about them. "I think it's over," Jim said as he reined in next to Ruth, leaned over, and took the rifle from her trembling hands. She had never fired at another human being. The guilt of taking the life from a living being was already eating at her mind as she started to cry. Marilyn was older and stronger-willed than her sister. She was more of the frontier woman, and it was going to take more than the death of a thief to bring her to tears. "Should we run them down?" Marilyn asked, ready to take on what was left of the disappearing gang. "Let them go," Jim said. "I ain't the law anymore, and I don't think we will ever see them again." "Have fun digging the graves," David said, gathering up the reins and swinging into the saddle. "Me and my brother are headed back to Dallas." "Heck with that," Joe said. "We're going to load them on the buckboard and take them back to town. That way the undertaker can do the burying."